Hello and welcome to the Bellcast episode number 28. We're stuck on 28 because Kevin took the month of August off. Lorenzo here.
Yeah,
Kevin.
we took a nice little hiatus, but we are back. I did some things, right? I got married, I went out of the country, I came back.
Yeah.
Kicked things off again with work, and now we're back here, back getting into the flow.
The most impressive thing is actually you're speaking well into the podcast of all the things you've done because I just called you out beforehand.
Yeah, just wait. Give it about 10-15 minutes, I'll start
Then
wandering off. Yeah, exactly. Mumbling, wandering off.
Have you volunteered me to the truck pull? Is that
yeah, so truck pull is coming up. Just a reminder for you guys. We, I think it is, September 12th or 13th, I'll double check before the end of this. So truck pull, we're gonna try and get a Bellcast or kind of Bellcast / collab group together to pull a truck for charity. It's gonna be outside in front of the building, I think later in the afternoon. I'll double check, I think it's the 12th, September 12th in the afternoon, I think about 3:30. You can bring some canned goods, donations.
Look straight at the microphone. When you
Straight
talk.
at the
No,
microphone?
just look, because when you go like this and like this,
Yeah.
it's on video too.
Well, that's why I'm looking at the video camera.
Kevin, is it, so I'm not pulling any trucks because obviously we don't want to embarrass the other teams. But
Yes, we don't want to embarrass you,
Yes.
but you're going to spectate.
not me. I don't want to embarrass the
No.
other teams.
Sure. You can bring a canned good item.
A canned good item? Just one?
Good item, exactly. Show up
Okay.
and cheer us all on.
Okay.
Our secret guest here might join us, maybe, if we convince her.
Yeah.
To help.
Well, she's not a
truck.
secret guest. She just hasn't been
So
introduced
far,
yet.
so
Okay,
far.
so we're gonna talk and then we're gonna distort her audio, and she's gonna be guessing games.
Yes, we're going to blank out her face.
Yes, I like Irish people in the morning because they don't have any idea what they're doing.
No.
You're better in the afternoon.
I am. Once I'm caffeinated, I need to at least.
Okay,
200
drink
reps.
this. Take a sip of that coffee and then introduce our guest. Because remember, you did the intro on the podcast once. Yeah, that didn't go well. So let's see if you can introduce the guest this time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we are with Amanda. Amanda, say your last name for everyone.
Pietrocola.
Oh, okay.
Pietrocola.
You should have done
Very
the intro
Italian.
because he's really good with names like that.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly Italian names, but yes.
And you're from Momentum Technology right here in the building on the second floor.
Yep, that is
Right.
correct.
And you also, you have like a flagship product right now that people kind of know. You have Momentum Technology, but then you're also known by another name, right?
Right, so Momentum Technology is the company, but our main product right now is called Spoofcard, and it's a mobile app.
Okay, cool. And I hear you might have some other things in the works. We can talk about that a little bit later.
Sure.
Spoofcard?
Spoofcard.
Yes.
What is that?
Explain.
Would that have helped me in my dating years?
Oh, actually,
Actually,
probably.
probably would.
Excellent. I'm all in. Let's hear.
So, if you have ever Googled your phone number, you have probably been a little scared by some of the information that has come up. What I mean by that is if you Google your cell number, you often find your name, possibly your address, possibly a satellite photo of your home. You can find your family members. It's kind
Public
of
information.
Yeah,
But people don't realize it, right?
But it's scary how much information is attached to your personal number, and we oftentimes give it out without even thinking about all of the personal information that's tied to it. So what Spoofcard lets you do is you can use your personal phone still, but you can display a different phone number on caller ID. So for instance, sometimes I travel for business, and what I will do is I'll use Spoofcard to call from my personal cell, but I'll display my office line. So that way clients know it's me,
Right.
but they don't have personal, they don't have my personal number. They know it's the office. If they call back, it goes to my office line. But when you mentioned dating, I laughed
Oh,
because,
yeah,
nowadays, maybe more so for women, I'm sure guys also experience
No, guys, I know. No,
some
guys, no
crazy
shame.
people
No shame.
on dating sites, but you may meet someone, not really know if the person's crazy or not. And so with Spoofcard, you can actually use our calling feature, but also texting. So that way you can communicate with people, but not have to give out your personal number till you know that they're
Can I use
normal and
Kevin's
not
number?
crazy.
Can I use Kevin's number to?
You could potentially use his
Okay,
number.
that's good to know.
Spoofs and numbers. Yeah, I'm sure you can mess around.
Yeah. All right. Well, so can I get one dedicated number?
So you can select pretty much any number you want to use, you can, with the exception of some obvious numbers that we prevent people from using.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
But then for texting, we have a list of numbers that you can select from, and that would be your dedicated number.
Oh, so
when
you have like a
texting
hub of like
specifically.
100 numbers. So that 100 numbers so it would get weird if I spoof a spoof, right? Because
Yeah,
then
well, because then with the texting, right, the response would go directly to that phone number, not to you, right?
Well, so that's the beauty of it. So let's say if I'm texting Kevin,
Yeah.
The way texting works, because it has to be two-way, you have to select from a number that we offer.
Right.
So when that person replies, it goes to the client who actually utilized that phone number.
I can't trust you because the spoofing. I don't know if Amanda's really here. Is it Amanda or is it a spoof Amanda?
She's fun. She's calling it in. God knows where.
Is this a new platform that's been recently released, or?
No, so actually Spoofcard is a 15-year-old product. It started...
So I did use it when I was dating. It just wasn't called Spoofcard.
Except back then it was an actual
It was a different AOL screen name.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
actually, you're absolutely right, Kevin. So it started off as an actual physical card that you could buy in, like, say 7-Eleven or convenience stores, and it worked very similarly to a calling card.
Okay.
And then over the years, it evolved into a mobile application for iOS and Android. Sometimes people will use it from our web platform also, but just a lot of varying uses, from, you know, playing a prank on your college roommate to protecting yourself when you're dating to private investigators. So it's got quite a varied mix of use cases.
So I used to run this like Howard Stern type TV show a long time ago, and we used to use Skype.
Type of thing.
Well, you used to use Skype. You used to use the fake numbers there, and also Google Voice. The numbers weren't, but Skype was interesting for a while. Okay, so Spoof now, is it monthly plans or how does it work?
So it really is based on what works best for you.
Okay.
So you can do, we have pay-as-you-go plans. So you buy basically a set of, let's say, 60 credits, and you can use them for calling, for texting, we have a bunch of different features. With calls, you can change your voice for quick call, whatever you need.
Okay.
So those are kind of the fun prank side.
Yes. Politically correct stuff, yes.
Or you can do the monthly plans as well, which are just, they're a little less expensive and they're monthly recurring.
But you kids don't listen to voicemail.
I listen to voicemail.
You do?
I
You're
do.
a professional. Yes.
I
Do you
have to
leave
listen to
voicemails?
voicemail.
Okay.
Are you a person who hangs up after 4 or 5 rings, or do you leave voicemails?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
If it's professional, I usually leave a voicemail. If it's a friend, I'll probably text.
Do the hang up and text?
Do you have your phone just go right to voicemail?
No, never,
No?
never really. Well, during the podcast only.
Oh, well, I don't. I can't still screw that
I
up.
heard.
So, you started now, or how long has the company been around? Because Spoof you guys bought Spoof for the licensing or the software?
Well, so that's kind of a crazy story. Can
Okay.
I share a little bit about the?
We'll see what level of crazy it is, but yes, you can, of course.
So about 8.5 years ago, I started interning. I was a college freshman. I started interning at the previous company that actually created Spoofcard. And the famous last words back then was, "Oh, the intern can fill in our customer support department until we hire somebody."
Right.
And 8.5 years later, I was
Yes.
still there, and moved up from.
Not interning, hopefully.
No, I was not
Okay.
interning.
Still an unpaid intern,
Yes.
8 years.
Guys, I mean, I don't want to say
did it for
anything,
college
but.
credit too. So, best is
I got the student loans I have to pay off.
But so over those 8.5 years, I moved up from intern to customer support, and then all the way up through to becoming the product manager of Spoofcard.
Okay.
And then last year, the founders of Momentum Technology ended up acquiring Spoofcard
Okay.
and brought me on as CEO.
Was it a big party that day when you got acquired?
It was very exciting.
Well, for some of the people there,
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah,
right?
for some-
Maybe not for you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
but some of the people.
Well,
Okay.
for me, it was exciting too. But yeah, for our group, it's just been a really exciting journey, and people I work with are great, so it makes the job even better.
Okay.
Try and replicate that career path. Intern to CEO in what, how many years?
8.5 years.
8.5 years. That's got to be a record, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in between there. That,
I'm sure.
Well, where'd you go to college?
Fairleigh Dickinson.
FDU, okay. Where are you from?
Tom's River.
Tom's River, okay. So, you left Tom's River and you lived at FDU, right? Because that's where I'm from up there.
So I actually.
Deers? What are they? Reindeer? What's their nickname? I totally
What?
know. All I know is the Nets would go there and play at times, the NBA.
Oh, the mascot, you mean?
No. They would go do like summer leagues there
Oh.
at Fairleigh and at Seton Hall. But anyway, yes. Okay, so yes, I grew up right there at Fairleigh. I've never heard that transition of Tom's River to Fairleigh Dickinson. I'm like, wait a second. Hold
Well, I started at Ocean County College, and
Okay.
they had a partnership with FDU.
Okay.
So I didn't actually have to board. I was able to do everything in Tom's River, which was awesome.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I think Brookdale does something like that with Rutgers too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different like partnerships in my area.
on. So you you physically didn't have to go to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Correct.
Okay.
Just to get my cap and gown.
Okay. Oh wow. Wow. This is a nice place. I got my college degree at. And then so you went right into Spoof.
Yeah. So I was actually still at OCC just in my freshman year when I started at the previous company that created Spoofcard.
Right.
So yeah. So that's pretty much been my
What'd you
career.
study?
So funny enough, I'm probably one of the few people that am actually in the area that my degree was in. My degree is business and technology.
You're the person.
Okay.
You're the one in
the
10.
one person, yeah.
Right.
The 1 in 10. Okay.
That's a higher percentage than I thought, actually. So.
So you studied technology.
Yeah, it was business and technology, and it married beautifully with what I'm doing now.
Well, okay. Someone with a brain before college. How about that?
You know, I didn't even know that existed. Well, I kind of combined the business school and the communication school. I made marketing communications, you know, at Grandpa when I was there, but I didn't know business and technology. That's like a combined.
Well,
It should be.
it's
Yeah, it should be now. Yeah, I unheard of when I was there.
it's funny because my intent was I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, and most college kids don't when they first start. So I figured, let me do a business degree. I can use it anywhere. But when I transferred to FDU, they didn't have just a business degree; they had business and tech. So I thought, well, perfect. I guess I'll do that, and it worked out.
Sure
really
enough,
well.
20 years from now, she's gonna be like owning a pizzeria or something like that. She's like, yeah, you know, that business and technology worked out for me.
Degree, yeah.
Yeah, so she's gonna do the reverse. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Okay, I know that Kevin likes to do the 3 o'clock in the afternoon podcasts. Okay, and there goes my beep. So you're not taking any notes, which is good.
No notes yet. So I've been yelled at many times. I don't know if you've seen past episodes on online, but sometimes I'll be feverishly jotting notes and timestamps and things.
He
like
dips
that.
out completely of the podcast. He turns into like a bookkeeper all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'm looking at because I'm thinking, okay, when we have to edit it later on, and I want to put some clips together. Here's a point. Here's the thing. But no, we're gonna be in the conversation, and we'll take the time to go back through it later on.
All right, good.
Pull out the gems.
Okay, great. Good to hear.
Yeah.
By the way, subscriber list on YouTube for our show. I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed, Bill.
Gotta
So I'm
yell
going
at
to start yelling at people. But we did get some subscribers.
Yeah, no one thinks to actually subscribe. I mean, you watch the clips, right, or you get linked out from Facebook or some other kind of social channel. You watch the clip and then you don't think to subscribe. Just get on there and subscribe. Get the updates.
Really, I'm just happy that the guest ends up showing up. That's really all I care.
Yeah.
And the fact that like 3 people listen to it, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's lovely. So episode 28. Now the company Central Reach. Yes? No. Kidding. I know. I totally just drew a blank.
Oh, jeez.
I did.
Wow, this has never happened.
No. I keep thinking
I'm
spoof.
honored.
Usually,
I'm so into spoof. I'm so thinking. Oh, now I know. You said you had other companies. That was
other products.
Other
yeah.
products. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, wait, Central Reach. That's not them. That's the guest we're having on next
That's
week.
next week.
Yes.
Preview.
Well, I'm excited to hear that one too.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us. So obviously, you've gone from spoof card, an actual physical card, to then an app, and you're still growing that, but then you've moved on to some other technologies. Can you talk about anything yet, or at least the area maybe it might be?
So it's still in the telecom space.
Okay.
That's
Nobody listens to the podcast, Amanda. I promise.
Yeah, but see, with my luck, this will be the one they all listen to.
Yeah.
and
We'll
then it'll
release.
be
We'll
out.
release this next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll bleep you out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so right now, I've actually never been a part of bringing a product to market from like brainchild all the way through. So it's been very exciting. I can't really disclose yet what we're doing, but we're actually thinking potentially by the end of this year we may have a second app out. It is still in the mobile app
Okay,
space,
mobile app space.
so I can share that much. But yeah,
Okay.
end of Q4.
That went to a dead end conversation. How many
Yeah.
employees do you have at the company?
So we have 10, and then we have a handful of contractors as well. So
Okay.
it's pretty awesome because we have that startup feel,
Yeah.
and we are hiring in case anyone's interested.
Okay. What are you hiring?
We're looking for potentially
Interns for customer support.
Customer support
Hey, it
interns.
worked out pretty well
Yeah,
for me.
it
So.
did.
You could be the next CEO.
You hire the person that'll kick you out, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, my motto is build yourself out of a job. Basically, mentor people well enough that
Yeah.
they can fill your
If they're
shoes
good
at
enough
some
to kick
point.
you out, then they deserve it.
Or sell big and make a great exit plan. One of the two. Yes.
That's
Yes.
true too.
Yes. Okay. So you have what positions were you looking for?
So senior engineer
Okay.
is one of them, preferably a back-end engineer. We're
Okay.
covered on the mobile app side for now. Potentially a growth marketer, an office/IT manager, So those are a couple of roles that we're looking to fill at the moment.
Okay. As a, I'll assume millennial of that world, right? What's your thought on, because, I'm finding the youngers of the millennials are now saying, we don't like what the olders of the millennials were doing. We want to do it more of a traditional way, and it seems to be a mix of a little bit of everything.
Work culture.
And I say that because she answers her phone and does voicemail, which is a very, traditional. So I don't want to say, pie in the sky, you're going to say my culture is great up there, right? Everything's great. But are there things about the culture or the company that you're working on, or that you want to strive for, that you want to maybe leave a secret message out to the employees right now to say, I don't like 4 o'clock Fridays, but what's the culture overall?
So our motto is that we strive for excellence and quality over quantity. And so while some companies are just trying to get as many apps to market as possible, you've probably downloaded an app and said, wow, this is really crappy, because they were just trying to get it out.
Yeah.
So for us, if it takes a little longer, I'm okay with that, because we always want to be a culture of excellence, and that starts from when they walk in the door in the morning, to the way we treat each other with respect, to what we deliver to our customers and how we handle our customers. One of the things I will say that I'm very proud of, that I feel like is not part of the typical startup culture, is there's been this new wave of like unlimited vacation time, which is good but not at
That's
the
a
same
Gary
time.
Vaynerchuk start.
Yeah.
Gary V started that.
It's strange because people don't take it.
Right, because I feel like people do better when there's a boundary, because then they know what's expected and what's okay and what's not. So for us, we have a great vacation policy, but we also really honor that time off, where some companies expect you to be checking your email and logging into Slack and responding if any of your management team is asking a question. And for us, like, we go out of our way to not reach
You're
out.
dead to the company during that 3 weeks
Yeah,
that
like,
you're not.
we want you to relax
take a
and
break.
enjoy.
Come back fresh.
Exactly. And I think people really appreciate that. I appreciate that, because I'm on 24/7.
You don't want to give them the
till I'm
pressure
off.
of it, right? You don't want to give them the pressure, but like in truth, probably in a smaller company, sure, they might phase out for a couple of days, but it's just reality. Most people will just check it anyway. But I think it gives them the luxury to say, that's a problem, but I don't have to deal with it for another 10 days,
Right.
because in theory, there's no pressure for me to do it.
Or even setting other people up where their out of office message is up and there's another contact.
Yeah.
So there's not that pressure of,
You're the only one.
Right,
Especially the small
exactly.
company, because a lot of times you are the only one. So it's good to have people kind of help out. I've been seeing lately that I've seen companies with a policy now where the unlimited vacation policies, they've realized it, and now they're actually doing a minimum. So it's like unlimited maximum, but you at minimum have to take 2 weeks off. So
You have to wait.
You
Oh.
have to take that forced vacation. Like they do a unlimited vacation.
You put a
but
padlock on your door so you
if
can't
don't-
come in.
If you don't use it, we're gonna kick you out of the office for at least 2 weeks.
If they really want to do that, they have to go shut the employee's email off.
Mm-hmm.
If they really want that, because they still, you know what I'm saying, like shut their email off, kick them out of Slack,
Automatic
wherever you're
forwards, so you
in.
can't even look.
Let's see what happens. Spoof numbers, whatever the heck happens, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess because I don't deal with employees, but I've always been under the notion of, like my wife has 5 to 6 weeks of vacation, but they never let her take more than 1 week off at a time. So it's like, I can go to Disney, but to go back to Italy, a week for me, for her it'd be great, for me it'd be like a week. I'm like there 1 second, that's nothing. I just wonder if, they just go with the waves, like like the big
Very
open
trendy,
style tables, like, right? And within a small setting, an open style could work, but when you have I've seen corporations, including my wife's business, they have 600 employees and it's long barn tables.
Wow.
You'd be surprised
I
at
don't know how people get stuff
Well,
done.
I'll tell you after what the company is, you'll be blown away if you knew the stuff that they do there. So, as far as vacation for you, or as far as you smiling
Do
already.
you take it? Do you not take it?
I mean, even
I'm
when
just
you're on
coming off-
vacation, you're not on vacation.
I'm just coming off of
completely.
10 days in Mexico.
You took August off.
First vacation I've taken in probably 6 years or so. I think last time I was
Wow,
6,
wow,
7
you
years
took a
ago,
month off.
I went to Ireland. We took a month off from the podcast. I took 10 days.
Well, you
but
got
even
married
then-
too, so
Yeah,
good
exactly. I
excuse
figured
to
once
go
in
away.
a lifetime. I was like, first it was 5, then I got talked into 7, then I got talked into 10. So
10 what, weeks?
days.
Oh,
Oh, right, I was gonna say.
he did sound like he was saying weeks.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I'd take a 10-week vacation.
What? You better straighten your
I have
attitude
no
out.
business. No business whatsoever.
Okay, so.
What
You'll
about-
be stuck in episode 30 for a while.
Yeah,
That's-
no, I'll run without him. I don't care.
We'll
Bye.
go solo.
He did.
There'll be a man on the street with a microphone. Just
Yes. Okay, so last vacation you took?
Let me think about this. Probably May. I was
Okay.
back in May.
Where'd you go? Anywhere interesting?
Naples, Florida.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was not Naples, Italy.
No. Okay. Okay.
But it was a long weekend. Went with a friend of mine and
Okay.
got some sun before summer was full force. So that was great.
Understood. You're done with vacations now, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, for like
There's-
3 years.
Yeah, there's nothing. I'm not
Is
gonna-
your PTO all spent?
Yeah, I'm not getting out of this office ever. Yeah, so, but it's good. She's back to school, so I get a little more slack. You know, I can work a little later. When she's home for the summer,
You
it's
should
like,
tell
when-
people that she's a teacher, not like
Yes.
you're dating a 12-year-old. Okay.
She's back in
So
school.
you know.
She's a teacher, yes. So she-
Weird flex. Okay.
She went back to school. Kids started today, so it's her first full day
Okay.
with the kids. So yeah, so she'll be asleep when I get home tonight, and probably for the first week or two until she gets adjusted.
Your social media advertising, Google AdWords, do you have people in house? Are you doing it?
So I was doing it, and I realized that is not my forte. I am not a marketer by trade, and I have a lot of respect for people who are, because there's so much involved in it, as of course you know. So we do outsource to someone in the building, actually.
Okay.
Ali Taylor, if you guys know.
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
he's been great. We've been using him for a few months now, but right now we're doing like Google AdWords, search ads, but we do want to move into more advertising, hence the growth marketer position.
For the spoof app specifically? No, it's
Well, for future products too.
Right.
we're
So that's what I'm
putting out
wondering.
a group there.
are you advertising for the brand itself as well, or is it?
For momentum.
Yeah,
Product.
Yeah, right now we're focused mainly on the products.
on the products individual.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't done too much with momentum. I know we've thought about some future things we can do there as well, but our focus right now is on our
I
products.
guess in the app world, I mean, the brand, it's really about the product, right? The brand doesn't really matter as much. I mean,
Yeah, much more so about the products.
unless you're a publicly traded company and there's a lot of.
Great.
Do you love Apple or do you hate Apple? It's a love and hate.
It's a mix. It's
Are they
definitely a
30%
mix.
still? 30?
Yeah, for in-app purchases.
Because they just
it's
set the standard
30%.
when they did it. They just did it on their own, and everybody followed suit. So I was wondering if they
It's different as a consumer.
40%
versus-
sounds so high or to go up, right? So 30 seems to be the special, right? That's where they go across the
I
board.
mean, 30 is also high, but
It is, but-
when you think about what you're not paying in merchant processor fees and any chargebacks,
They
and
cover
all of
so
that,
much stuff, and
it is kind of nice.
yeah. So, how do you base it on? Users per month, growth? Because you have people who can go month to month plan, right? You said,
Right. Yeah. So
like, what do you base your final number on? I know that there's the dollars and stuff and the downloads, but like, what's
a
your
good
client
month versus-
retention?
yeah,
Is
like-
it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a month? Is it? Do you think it's in and out like they kind of do, and then they go back and forth?
So it varies again based on, because there's so many
Usage.
varying use cases.
Yeah.
You have your people who use it once for April Fools, and
Right.
then you have people who use it every day because that's their business.
For
You know,
business.
they're like one of the industries that we've seen is very popular with Spoofcard is like mystery shoppers or quality control call-ins
Sure.
to customer service lines. So those people, they're using it every day to test to make sure that their customer service
Makes
reps
sense.
are
So
doing
I
their job.
imagine like freelancers or people with a bunch of different side hustles, because if you had a business line, that's one thing, but if you've got 3 or 4 different businesses, or like you kind of do work under 2 different businesses, and same with my company as well, 2 different things, so it might help to have 3, 4 different numbers, contact numbers, depending upon who, out there, what numbers you want to share in what places.
So it's funny that you have the, I guess, like you said, the April Fool's style stuff, and then you have do you have 2 different plant concepts, or have you thought about doing 2 different, like a business side versus a general public side?
We have corporate plans.
Okay.
So we do have a B2B service as well, where those credit packages are a lot more and the price per credit is a lot less.
Okay, right.
But typically most people prefer more of our personal plans because it gives them more flexibility as an individual.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have the pineapple on pizza or no?
Always.
I saw this clip recently.
Uh-oh. You know, so you
Just
don't like
expecting it.
I am not a fruit on pizza kind of
Preach,
fan.
sister. All right.
Nice.
I'm more of a buffalo chicken kind of gal.
Okay, even better. Mike, the former co-host, he's from Canada. He likes pineapple on pizza, but he's a West Coast guy, so that's why he's not on the podcast
I
anymore.
was going to say that way. He's a former.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
why he's a former. He's very busy. Okay, so I want to make sure the pineapple on pizza thing. Kevin, you didn't get married and get like turnover?
No,
Like,
no pineapple or anything like that.
Okay.
Traditional, like plain or like a good regular cheese piece or some pepperoni or something.
Okay.
Like that.
What
Uh,
about you, Lorenzo? What's your
oh no,
go-to pizza?
my go-to margarita, just regular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially at a new pizzeria, I have to see what it tastes like,
Yeah,
and I can't put stuff on it. But no, I ran a pizzeria for like 14 years. As an Italian, I guess that like stereotypical.
I think you have to. Isn't it like almost a law? I don't
Yeah,
know what you
and
did.
you know, what really got annoying is getting the Irish guy out of the front who was drunk from the morning night from the night
Yes.
after. Yeah. So why don't we just go blow it all up? What's your experience been like here at Bell itself? Parking,
yeah.
everything, like food.
Yeah.
Like you guys go? Does everybody go eat lunch together, or how do you do it?
So I.
Or how long have you been here? I should say.
So we moved in mid-January.
Okay.
So I've been here. I'm probably still in the honeymoon phase
Okay.
of being here, but I love it. Everyone I have met has been so nice, and that was one of the surprising things.
You're
because
welcome. Yes.
In New Jersey,
Yes.
people typically aren't so friendly, and
No.
then
Nice,
this
friendly
metro
people.
verb,
Yeah.
everyone is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a bubble.
We're insulated.
Even weather-wise, I feel like it's a bubble.
It
It could
is.
be really crummy in another town, but here it's usually
That's
sunny
true,
and
because you can
fine.
walk around and even if it's pouring outside, you can still go for a walk.
You don't know it's pouring
You
outside.
don't know,
Well, you
so
can
it's
hear
like-
it. You can
yeah,
hear it.
yeah.
Are you on the Guardian side or the iSIM side? Because they have the flags. Are you in the
I'm
middle?
building one.
Yes.
Building one.
Where
I'm
we're
not
at, so
sure.
it's Guardian side.
No, because we're in the middle, kind of. Well, okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay. So where do you park? Where the iSIM's flag is, the white flag?
No, I usually park on the Guardian side.
On the Guardian. Oh, okay, on the Guardian side. So WorkWave gives everybody lunch. Did you ever notice that? No, I'm letting you know this.
Have you seen that episode where they what is it?
Wait, is it every day?
Every 4 days a week. I go past hummus and I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying
We
you
do
will-
Taco Tuesdays, but
Oh,
not
wait a
every
second,
day.
hold on. We're gonna go back to that in a second. I'm just saying that if you go by WorkWave around that time, I've heard that lunches sit on the hallway if you can't, because I've tried to go get one. Kelly won't leave it for me.
Jesus.
But wait, Taco Tuesday? What does that mean? Do we get to go?
Hey, you guys are welcome to stop by.
Taco Tuesday.
Estrella does a great job.
Oh, I thought
making
you were
it
getting
every
Taco
Tuesday.
Bell.
From them?
I thought you were getting Taco Bell.
Oh no.
Okay. All right, so now we know. We got 2 places to go eat now. We got WorkWave,
Yeah.
4 days a week.
And now we're on Tuesdays, we're gonna have to stop by.
Taco
on
Tuesday. So if we could get WorkWave to change their Tuesday to Friday, then we got 5
Then
days
it's
done.
covered.
Done.
This is why we do the podcast, so we can eat.
We gotta know all the secrets, we gotta know where to stop.
Music, sports, business.
The Super Bowl is about
Jesus.
as much.
She has a cot
That's
upstairs in the
tremendous.
office, she doesn't do
Okay.
music.
Okay. So not sports on any level. I was more about the music part. Like, where do you listen? Do you listen to music?
I do. I try to be fairly varied. So depending on the day, you might catch me listening to Motown,
Okay.
all the way up to like more recent artists and pop. If I'm feeling really gangster, maybe some hip hop in my car.
There you go.
Just dropping the rock bass in the background.
Oh,
Run
strap.
DMC.
Just strap. Like this-
Or country. I'm very varied, but
Oh, that's the Tom's River side
not
of you.
banjo country, more like carrying
Pop,
to with
yeah.
pop
Bada bing,
country.
bing, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say back to the whole culture thing. Do you guys do music in the office or quiet in the office?
We
So-
do. I realize I'm nodding, and that doesn't work well for.
You should play. You're gonna play the
Fridays.
podcast. You're gonna play this
Yes.
podcast. Just roll the
We
podcast.
should.
Like all of them, and have everybody subscribe. Until they do, then they can't. They have to listen.
Then
to
they
it.
don't get tacos till they subscribe. We
Yes.
could work out a deal.
Do you listen to? But I was wondering, Spotify, iTunes. Where do you?
We do Spotify. We have
You
a
got-
Sonos in the office.
But you yourself, do you have a Spotify account? Is
I
that what you-
do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted because looking at the data from the podcast, it's 80% iTunes.
Yeah.
It really is. I push Spotify all the time because to me it's like I don't know how you go into iTunes, but
I love Spotify.
yeah, it's
I
just
could
like
never use
unless you're getting an
iTunes.
app, then I would go into stuff like Apple stuff. But like as far as music, like Spotify.
Yeah.
And then when I hear the person who says Pandora, I'm like, how do you live today?
Yeah.
Like you typed in Billy Joel and you ended up getting something completely different.
It's so
Speaking
true.
of Spotify and advertising and marketing are kind of world there. Have you guys seen the new Spotify ad they put out? It's
I know that I tried to advertise on Spotify or podcast
Really?
by doing a clip, but anyway, go ahead. Tell me about the
Yeah,
idea.
when you get a chance to check it out, it's really well done, and they, I think I haven't seen too much out of them recently with TV, but they're kind of, venturing back into it, and they had a great ad, but.
What is the ad?
So the whole premise is that song that you don't want to stop listening to.
When they
you're
put it
your
in New York
car.
City, where they put the Jimmy
Oh,
two
no,
times,
I've
listen to
seen them.
Duran 587 times.
Those
I'm sure
ads
your
are
boys
great.
are happy.
The ones in Times Square, great.
Okay.
This one's like a whole bunch of different people, and they don't want to leave their car. So the valet comes up to take the keys,
Yeah.
and the guy's like, "Wait." The delivery person, is waiting outside to do delivery, and won't stop the song. And so the mom's got the kids, and she just drives right by the grandparents, and circles around the block. So
Okay.
it's all about that.
Is this on regular TV that you watch? Because I don't watch regular TV.
No, it's probably not out yet. It's on.
Do you watch regular TV? Are
If-
you
If watching regular TV on Netflix counts, then yes.
Well, yeah, for you, regular TV. Is it no? Because I mean, do you have cable at home?
Yeah. So
Do you
I
have
haven't fully cut.
I do, but I never watch it.
Right. I put on News 12 when I need to see the hurricanes and stuff. That's what I might go to. But I didn't, it's not even just Netflix. It's just my kid. She's 6 and she can't even comprehend a commercial. And I know that even for millennials, but you understand that you grew up with it. But my kid is just she can't this.
I can't
She's
skip that.
yeah, no, she watches Impractical Jokers religiously, right? That's all. She watches it all the time, and when it's commercial, she just I'm like, it'll be fine. Eventually, we'll get it on, and it'll be like Netflix all the time. You can just binge on it because she can't on YouTube. Then she's got to do skip intro, and I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, child! When I was a kid, we had 50 commercials.
And when you tell us to change the channel.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
No remotes.
I couldn't press anything in my brain to change the channel. I had to actually press a remote control. So back to the culture with the Taco Tuesdays. Great idea. I love it. I would suggest that 5 days a week. As far as the social media campaigning and the advertising, do you find that are you guys providing content to make a playful side of the product spoof, or is it more just awareness? Are you trying to do you have a tact or?
It's a mix. I think one of the hardest things about Spoofcard is that because there's so many varying individuals who use it and different use cases.
It's everybody but nobody, right?
It's hard to kind of find that target demographic, which is both a blessing and a curse
Yes.
in some ways. So for our content, we range from some funny things to just, hey, we love our customers, have a great day, to online dating scenarios and how Spoofcard can help. So it is pretty varied.
Do you find that is it Instagram that mostly you're out there on, or are you doing stuff on other platforms? And I'm just wondering because it's
Always
such,
curious with such a.
it's a vague product in the sense of there's nothing really hardcore tangible that you can do, and even though you could get everybody, it makes it that much harder, right? So I just wonder, without having something necessarily tangible, do you have any video content or any graphic content, or is it mostly through ad? You doing a lot of AdWords stuff, I guess?
Yeah, most of
What are
our
they searching
outreach
for?
is through AdWords. Search ads has also been awesome. I don't know
Okay.
if you guys could advertise your podcast through that.
Well,
Because search ads is specific to the App Store.
yeah.
So based on what people are searching, you can have different ads coming up.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm wondering what people are I could imagine some of the dicier things that people are searching for, that side of it, right? Look, it's business is business, but the client who I get.
Yeah, are you competing with like a Grasshopper or those type of business systems? They're some of the features are similar, right? So.
Potentially, but you know what? I think part of what has made Spoofcard as widely used as it is, since the beginning, we've had over 5 million users.
Right.
So
That's the number you should have opened up with.
Yeah, right.
Should have been we're 5 million users. Yeah.
Boom,
yeah.
mic
5
drop,
million users,
walk
sure.
out.
Yeah, but over the years, over 5 million people have used our application, and so But a lot of our marketing was through word of mouth, because in some ways, like, you don't always want people to know that you're not calling from your actual phone number.
Well, that's what I was wondering, like your
Too
clients.
big,
So-
it's a detriment sometimes.
Right, yeah, so there is, like, the secrecy of it in some ways is such a selling point, so that's where it also makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, because your clients are not necessarily gonna tell people, they're not gonna be your army of marketing people, right? But on the business side, they could be, yeah, I guess there's,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I
you
have
touch all corners.
It's like you want to be that like outlier, that cool thing like your friend told you about that, you know, that you can use.
Big but not too big.
Yeah.
Big enough where you're still cool, right?
yeah, it's a fine line.
Yeah, no, I would imagine. The, on the website itself, do you have, I saw other, in other words, am I logging into your website as well, or is it app only? Is it only on the phone when I'm calling? So am I opening up the app itself and using it like a phone to call?
So you can do either.
Okay.
So if you do it from the mobile app, you can set everything up within the app, and then when you place a call, it utilizes your normal, phone
Right.
app, so to speak, in your phone to actually make the call.
Okay,
Or on the website, you can set everything up through there, and then
Okay.
you're just calling into we call them access numbers, but again, similarly to the calling card, call into that number, and then we connect everything for you.
because I use Uma, I have a landline on my desk, and it's wonderful, but I have it there because I've had the number for so long, and it was my landline, but I'm trying to avoid clients texting me at midnight. And is it a big deal? It's not a big deal. And I take it more like, why would you do that? But I realized that texting today is like emailing from 10 years ago. So they don't think anything of it. So now the spoof card makes it where I could, in theory, replace Uma, right? Because the Uma app on the phone sucks. It is terrible. Like, or maybe it's because of where we are in AT&T, God bless you.
That's the one thing I will say about this building.
Do you have Verizon? What do you
I have Verizon.
Then you
T-Mobile.
have T.
I'm
Okay.
usually okay.
Finally getting to the bottom of this. So AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, who's got the better coverage here in the building?
I think it's where you're standing, and if
Yeah.
your left leg is up and your right arm is down,
So true.
I'm gonna wear a foil hat at this point.
Yeah, I'll get. Sometimes my calls will go through if I'm at my desk. Sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
See, I don't have that. So where I am, I'm in the beginning part when you walk in the Guardian side, the collab right there.
Okay.
My phone, I never have any problems, but what happens is I go outside by the front steps, and suddenly AT&T is like, okay, do I use Wi-Fi or do I use our service?
yeah.
And for the love of all it's holy, I wish they could figure out a way to combine it and superpower it. Instead, they fight against each other. And I'm like, okay, so if I take one step here, I'm good on the Wi-Fi side, but if I step over here, it just
The
blows me.
Wi-Fi calling, yeah, it's like.
They can't figure it out. So, what, Verizon sucks for you?
Yeah, I've never.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is, I've I've had Verizon for like 20 years. I've worked with Verizon, like they're a good company. Never had a problem, and now recently here and like spotty throughout like Holmdel, Middletown area.
Well, this building is built the way buildings should be built, so you're probably not getting through it. And
Bomb
you,
shelter.
T-Mobile, you're okay.
If I stand in one spot, if I start walking around, I lose service, especially by
That's
the
not
elevators.
really a ringing endorsement, but
No, it's
But have you ever walked by the elevators when you're on the phone?
Yeah.
It's like, forget it, it's a total dead
oh,
zone.
is it? I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have to deal with the
It's
elevators.
just
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
cement,
for sure.
like,
Yeah.
kills any reception.
yeah, you good luck. Even no matter what service you have, you're in a concrete bunker.
Okay, so I think it might be T-Mobile is probably the best price. I think from the advertising I'm seeing, AT&T has got the better service. Kevin, you're stuck in the middle.
The winner will be whoever decides to come put up a tower like right outside of the building. And
But we're like in the AT&T Bell building. Can we get good service over here?
I know. You think?
No? Well, at least my email still works. That's great. So the secret product that we're talking about, how far down the road did you say? Do you think?
Possibly by the end of Q4, so end of this year.
End of this year. Are you doing any kind of? I guess you're doing research to see, because now I just want to know. But I promise I won't let this podcast out until.
We're gonna hold it hostage until you actually.
So it's obviously in this, whatever
Give you
field
guys
it
the
is.
exclusive.
Are you kind of secretly building a audience or trying to do some research to what this is, or is it possible that you kind of already know the information?
Yeah, we already have a good grasp on who our audience will be, but also right now it comes down to just building it.
Okay.
So that's been.
Oh, you're dealing with developers and app. Oh, they're lovely.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say, so do you use?
Lean
so
in.
You have, lean in, see, I lean back, I get relaxed,
Yeah.
and, primarily is your development team here and, you know, in the US, do you outsource anything?
So I feel like.
We all outsource.
I
too.
feel
Well, I
like
feel
I'm
like
saying a
everyone
mix
The
does.
president outsources, and he's not the outsource guy,
Well,
right?
it's a question, I mean, cause we work sometimes, you know, with app development, you know, in what we do, and I'm always interested to hear other people's.
Romania,
Yeah, exactly, who they use, how long does it take, and things like that.
forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's assume that everything is happy and stuff with whoever. Sometimes just a time difference, right? If you're dealing with offshore or other parts of the world.
That can get a little dicey, but we actually just started. So to answer your question, Kevin, we've got I said I feel like I'm saying a mix to all of your questions today, but
Yeah.
it is a mix. We've got in-house developers because we have a back-end team, and then we also have a mobile team.
Yep.
So our mobile team is we have a contractor who is based in Canada, and then we actually just we went through Upwork actually and found a couple people who were based in Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been great. The time difference I actually like because while I'm sleeping, stuff is getting done.
Done. You wake up and ta-da!
Right,
Stuff's
exactly.
constantly moving.
Yeah.
You get a chance to check the latest, you know, iteration, and then you give your notes, and then they go to work.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're not.
That's assuming they do it every day,
Yeah.
which is not. But no, I mean, look, it takes time to do this type of stuff, absolutely. But I guess you kind of have learned the ins and outs of getting a mobile app out there, which I guess it might be in this world, this other concept, and going through whatever you need to go through to get there. If you're just a person who has a podcast, or I already know the answer, but well, I don't know the answer, but I know it happened. Are there any tips you can give to say, whatever it is, mobile app, to get yourself in the world of iTunes on a higher level?
Yeah, there's a lot of startups here, and small people are developing their own apps, and people come in every day.
And by the way, an app is not a bookmark to your website that you call an app.
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
that
not
would-
an app, and
no.
I've seen that happen way too many times. I'm like,
People use that term.
Do our app, yeah.
yes, that's not an app. Is there anything that you've learned, like is that one thing that I realized now to do, or was it kind of just an easy process to go through? Not easy, but
You mean as far as getting ourselves in the App Store, or just?
well,
as
getting in
far
the
as-
App Store is one thing, but like getting some prominent play
Yeah.
right on there and stuff like that.
So we actually, I think for the first time ever, we were actually trending in the App Store this past October of